high fly ball, deep right field, a bomb in the first. Drive, it's tied. Corey Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field, way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the 8th inning of a 5-2 ball game. Texas finds themselves on top in this one. Adolis Garcia doing it all today. And Jacob deGrom throwing yet another quality start to set Texas up well here. Rangers are at bat right now in the top of the 8th inning. Sam Haggerty just drew a walk. He has had a nice day, 1 for 3. And now adding another walk, another trip on base. Successful night for him. Glad to see Haggerty in the lineup. I think he's been one of the guys that's seeing the ball well right now, and you got to get as many guys as you possibly can in the starting 9 like that. And then right now, Seager up to bat. Corey Seager homered tonight for the first time since May 10th. We're talking 40 days without a Seager bomb, man. Thankful, seriously. Seager is going to send one up the middle here. Looks like probably going to be a double play ball, and it is. Unfortunate. At least Corey has the home run to his name, but double play ball ends the inning. Going to go to the bottom of the 8th here. Rangers going to need the bullpen guys to step up. Hobie Milner went 1 shutout inning after deGrom exited in the 6th. He had 1 hit allowed and 2 strikeouts. Who knows what the final 2 innings are going to look like for Texas. Always interesting when the bullpen gets handed the keys these days. You got a couple of guys that are pretty solid. Everything sports. But we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a comment, drop a question, word to the wise, just in case I missed something. You know, during the game, it's a little bit harder to draw my complete attention to the comment section. That doesn't mean I won't get to anything at all, but if I missed your comment while the game is still going on, please repost it, please copy and paste it, and I will 100% get to it. We don't duck any comments here at the show. We do sometimes get on the soapbox and miss a couple, so please feel free to repost the comment. I would greatly appreciate it. Definitely don't want anybody thinking we missed you. But post-game, I will be much more locked in to all of y'all's comments and questions. We're going to give you some live commentary and some color along the way. Finish this one out. Rangers going to the bottom of the 8th inning here with a 5-2 lead. Let's get into it. Coming out of the commercial right now. Corey Seager, El Bombi. Great nights for them, man. Great nights for them. Looked like, Natalie, what's good? Looked like Berger was kind of clutching his side a little bit after that last strikeout. Berger has not looked great. He has not looked great of late. It's been a lot of ugly swings and just swings that are missing by a lot. Like in that last at bat, his swing wasn't even close. And you guys know I love Jake Berger. Absolutely love Jake Berger. I know some of y'all have floated. Does he need another hard reset down in AAA? I mean, I don't know about that, but for now, I think he does probably need to get dropped in the order. Maybe a mental day off, have Josh Smith play a little first base, a day to rest the body as well, get a little bit healed up. Berger definitely not looking like he is seeing the ball super well. Chris Martin in the game right now. Trying to get the Rangers to the 9th inning. You feel pretty good here with a 3-run lead. Feel pretty good here. Look, Chris Martin gets the 8th. I'm assuming it's going to be either Garcia or Jackson in the 9th. Personally, I'd probably rather see Armstrong than either two of those guys. That's where I'm at right now. I feel better about Armstrong than Luke Jackson or Robert Garcia. I don't know if it's going to be Armstrong today, but whew, I'm feeling a little bit nervous about that ninth inning, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. McCutchen up right now, 0-2 count. C-Mart, been a second since he pitched. Feels like it's been a few days. Some hard contact, but Josh Young has got it in the glove and fires over to first base for the out. Rangers have one down here. McCutchen on the night, by the way. He is over, has a strikeout, put the ball in play every other time. Kutch actually only, I shouldn't even say that, 266 average, 775 OPS for Andrew McCutchen. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, honestly, for where he's at in his career. Always been a solid player, but still did not think he would be sniffing 800 OPS. Hard contact here. Duran makes a nice stop. You know, I don't know if that would have been extra bases or not. Duran almost gloved that. Duran's in the game for Jake Berger right now, by the way, playing first base. I thought that Duran was going to knock that down and make a web gem, man. That's a top 10 play if he makes it. Looks like he just couldn't quite handle it. It was not on the ground at all. Kind of a dying liner. Hit pretty hard, but not able to come up with it. Pirates are going to be in business here. One out. Runner on first base. Horwitz, the cleanup hitter, coming up to bat right now. Yeah, Langford out with a stiff back today. Hopefully just kind of a precautionary rest day for Wyatt Langford, who's not in the lineup today. There's a painted strike. Bottom of the zone. Outer half. Love to see that. 0-1 count to Horwitz. Let me keep going. Adolis for the cycle. Be impressive. Corey Seager does set the tone. If he's hitting, it does feel like a lot of good things follow. I mean, we kind of get into a habit of saying that about a lot of different players. It's like if Josh Smith is setting the tone, everybody else is going to get in line. It's like a lot of guys I think you can say that for, but Corey, it does feel like more often than not when he's hitting and playing well, the rest of the lineup usually follows. Jammed here, and it looks like Josh Young's going to camp under it. Yes, he does in foul territory. Rangers got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. We keep going. Let's see. Yeah, Simeon. Simeon's had a great night tonight, too. Can't forget about him. Scott, what's good, man? Love you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see. Simi 2 for 4 on the night. Average up to 230, 656 OPS. Nearly had a home run. Outfield for the Pirates, I mean, all I can really say is put a tent on that circus, man. It has been a wild ride out there in the outfield. No lie. I mean, it has been questionable what's going on. O'Neal Cruz had the play in the first inning, not chasing after the ball that got past him on the ground. You had outfielders falling over on the track. It was definitely not what you want to see if you're a Pirates fan. But look, if you're a Rangers fan, you'll take the break. You'll take the donation at this point. A lot of hard contact from the Pirates this inning, I must say. They've squared up Martin almost every time. 3 out of 4 times, Martin's been squared up. Probably not what you want to see from him. I know he's probably still trying to find a little bit of a groove, but there's a base knock, and the Pirates now have the tying run coming up to the plate. 105 on the exit velocity. Triolo up to bat now. He worked a really good walk. Really good walk against deGrom. I was impressed with his at-bat earlier on in the game. By the way, side tightness for Berger. That's never good. That's never good. Might not be the worst thing in the world. It does look like it is the oblique, Natalie. Not the worst thing in the world, though, with how Berger's going. If he takes a couple of weeks off, a few weeks off, that might not be the most terrible thing. Obviously, we don't want to see anybody hurt. I'm just trying to go silver lining here. I do think the Rangers will be able to survive. Ground ball, Josh Young fires over, and that is going to be all she wrote for the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th. Way to get out of it. Yes, Jake Berger, though, exiting with side tightness. Simeon, Garcia, Duran coming up next. Let's talk about this. If Berger goes on the IL, which you kind of figure he probably will if it's something side-related, oblique-related. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just precautionary. I think the clear avenue is you have Josh Smith playing first base. You wonder if they'll call somebody up. You wonder if Foscue or Krim will get the call up, kind of getting a traditional first baseman. In as much as you can plug Zeke Duran in a number of different places, I don't know if you want Zeke Duran as your primary backup at first base. We'll kind of see what happens there. I think that's going to be interesting. Do they call up one of the minor league guys that's on the 40-man, or do they call it good Josh Smith playing first base, and then you've got Zeke Duran as a backup? I'm curious. Yeah, 12-game hitting streak for Simi. He's going to be up here in just a little bit. Simeon, he is coming alive here over the past month, man. I go back to that Cardinal series. Ever since that Cardinal series, man, Simeon has been on one. Yeah, Mason, what's good, man? It is good that Smith is back. It is good that he can play first base. Totally with you, though. Totally with you on iffy on Duran. I don't love Duran, and I never have loved Duran at first base. I think he's obviously great on the left side of the infield. You can throw him out in the outfield in a pinch, but even that was a little interesting last year at times. So I do think Krim or Foscue probably gets the call up to be kind of that main backup, if you will. I don't think either one of those guys is going to be a starter, but I think you throw Josh Smith at first base, and then you have one of those two guys as a primary backup. How's the air conditioning at the Rangers' new stadium? It's great. Sure beats Globe Life, man. And when I say that, I mean the park, right? The old ballpark in Arlington. I mean, right now, June 20th in Texas. What was it in Texas today? I get weather updates like upper 100s, like 107, 108, something like that. Wasn't it pretty hot there today? Yeah, I don't know. I'm good with the indoor aspect. I do miss the old ballpark for sure. A lot of core memories there, but I do like sitting in AC watching a baseball game. 98? Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. But that, I'll tell you what, 98, but then you add in that humidity. See, out here in Vegas, we don't have anything like that. So it's like 110, but zero humidity. 98 with humidity. Whew, gets hot. I think I told y'all I used to cut lawns in high school when I lived in Arlington. It was brutal. Outdoor work, man, it's brutal. I also worked in a warehouse. All we had was like a swamp cooler. Some of those summer days, man, they do not play. Simeon up to bat 0-2, by the way, on Sim right now. 2 for 4 on the night. 3 total base. Actually, 4 total bases. He got a triple out of that. I wasn't sure how they scored the Marcus Semien gapper that went all the way to the wall, but they gave him a triple out of that. That'll work. So Simi with 4 total bases on the day. There you go, bud. Shoot. Here's the pitch. Simeon is going to ground one over to third. Tough play. They get him. That throw looked like it was maybe going to be a little bit high, man, but they got him. 1 down. Let me check out TikTok here, man. Yes, live in Vegas. Been out here for about 15 years. No Skeens this series, Uncle Ruckus. B. Daddy. What's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. What do we got? You just cut the grass today? Yeah, look, that's exactly how it would go. I remember you'd have to almost take a couple of shirts when I was mowing lawns. This is way back like in high school, maybe beginning of college when I was still in the Arlington area. You'd bring a couple shirts if you were doing a full day of grass cutting. Like it gets gnarly, man. It does. It's a whole lot different out here in Vegas. You're hot. It doesn't feel great, but you're not drenched after being outside for an hour. Oh, man. If I missed a comment, by the way, TikTok, I'll get you guys. I'll try and lock in a little bit better. Dolly doing it all, man. Almost had 3 outstanding catches. He already has 2 on the night. Thought he was going to get a third there. Just popped out of his glove at the last second. But Dolly making that Gold Glove platinum tonight. Am I right? Shoot. Showing it all off. Showing off the power. Dolly's 3 hits on the night. Going for hit number 4 right here. Maybe he gets the green light on 3-0 here. It was a strike, not probably a pitch you want to swing at 3-0 right on the black there. I'm sure he'll be looking to pounce right now, though. Dolly going for hit number 4. Raising that average up to a more respectable 237, and Adolis is going to take the walk here. So on base 4 times, 2 RBI. OPS almost above 700. Here we go. Here we go. Cycle wasn't meant to be. What's the latest on Jock Peterson? I think he is going to be back at the end of the month. That's what I'm hearing. Last I heard about a couple weeks ago, or excuse me, a couple days ago, was a couple more weeks and he'd be back. Zeke Duran is going to smash one into the gap here. Line drive. He's going for 2 and he's going to get it with the hustle. Love to see that from Zeke Duran, who has replaced Jake Berger in the lineup. Like I said, I don't wish an injury on anybody, so don't take this the wrong way. This might be a decent reset for Jake Berger. It might be. And if Duran, who has had some nice games when he's gotten opportunities over the past week, if he can do this, we'll take it, man. Absolutely. Second and third here, 1 out. Duran on second, Doley on third. Evan Carter up, facing a lefty. So lock in on this matchup, y'all. Lock in on this matchup. EC against a lefty, man. You guys know how I feel. I'd love to see Evan Carter get these opportunities. So let's see if he can make the most of it. He doesn't get a lot of these chances against a left-handed pitcher. So far, so good. 2-0 count. The Pirate outfielders do look like an 8U team. Scott, that's hilarious, bro. They do look like an 8U team. Like, it was not pretty tonight for the Pirates outfield. I think they got some nice players out there. Maybe it's just an off night, but geez. Here's the pitch. It probably would have been a strike right on the inside black, but Evan Carter's only able to foul it off, kind of fouls it straight into the ground. So 2-1 count. Evan's still in control here. 1 out, second and third. Just need a productive out here, man. Just put the ball on the ground. Now, the Pirates probably have the infield in here. They're not showing the setup, but a lot of ways to score this run. Let's go, baby. Ball 3, not even close. So 3-1 count. I am not as big of a fan of Zeke Duran as some are. I like some of the intangibles. He's got a rocket arm. He's got speed. I think that's great. Just hasn't been a consistent enough hitter for me to really hop on board. But I sure hope he makes the most of his opportunity. And I've always said that, y'all. I'm going to be real with you about where I stand on players. But when they're in the game, it's 100%, man. We're cheering for everybody to do well who wears the Rangers uniform. No doubt. We keep going. Yeah, finally. We scored some runs. Finally. It's about time. It's about time. Hey, Jacob, what's good, man? That's crazy. If y'all been watching what the Padres and the Dodgers have been doing over the past few days, I like Shohei's reaction, though. Honestly, I like Shohei's reaction the best. Just like, no, we're good. We're good. Shohei got plunked, twice in that Padres series? Shohei's awesome, man. How are you not a fan of Shohei Ohtani? I mean, look, I know he plays for the Dodgers, so a lot of y'all probably by default aren't a huge fan. The Dodgers, though, I've said this so long about the Dodgers. It's like they have just got no one really hateable on the team. And that's why, for me, like I've always said, I know that the Dodgers are kind of the second, the West Coast, if you will, evil empire, but they just have nobody hateable on the team to me. Shohei, how do you hate Shohei? Mookie Betts, one of like the nicest guys in the game. Freddie Freeman, total class act. I've just said it for so long. There's just nobody on the Dodgers that I root against, really. I don't necessarily want to see the Dodgers win another World Series. Sorry, Jacob. I mean, obviously, you know where my allegiance lies, but there's nobody that I just actively cheer against, unlike that team down in the southeast corner of Texas, that team from Houston. I can't say the same, but really nobody on the Dodgers do I actively cheer against, man. I think the easy one on the Astros is Altuve, isn't it? I'm not a big Altuve fan. The buzzer, the trash can stuff, I don't know. It's definitely a little different now that they've phased out some of the older players. You know, Correa's not there anymore. Springer. You obviously saw Bregman move on. They've got a lot of new players, and so I don't know. There hasn't been enough big moments with some of the new players, but definitely anyone that's still around. or was kind of a part of that 2023 series. I can't say I'm a huge fan. Pirates, by the way, are taking out the pitcher here. A little medical timeout, and it looks like they're going to go to the bullpen here. So Barucki not able to finish this one, and we are going to have a pretty lengthy delay here. That's good. We can talk baseball. Yeah, Bregman, I was not a big Bregman fan. Look, I think he's a great ball player. I respect Bregman, the ball player. But yeah, actively cheered against him. A lot of players there. We keep going. Would love to see the offense capitalize on runners in scoring position. Just feels like it's missing. Mason, I'm 100% with you. 100% with you on that one. I love Kyle Tucker, by the way. Love his game. I hope the Rangers sign him next year. I know we're trying to penny pinch right now. I would love to have Kyle Tucker on the team. I got to say, Tuck is one of the ones that doesn't move the needle much for me, or didn't move the needle much for me when he was on the Astros. Like, clearly I respected him, didn't want to see him beat the Rangers, but can't say I was ever actively like cheering against him if the Rangers and Astros weren't playing each other. Keep going. Are the Rangers buyers at the deadline or no? Look, Chris Young, the general manager, or excuse me, now president of the Rangers, has basically come out and said they're going to have to be a lot better than 500 for the Rangers to be buyers. So I would say this, Jacob, like, I want them to be. I hope that they will be, but it's really going to be dependent on how firmly they are in a playoff spot. So if you have the Rangers maybe locked in up 2-3 games, I could potentially see it. If you're trailing in a wild card spot, or if you are right there in the thick of it with no breathing room, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they're going to do it or not. I would love to see it happen. Obviously, I want to see the team get better. Would love to see them add a bat and a bona fide closer in the pen. But it sounds like from what the front office is saying, they are really going to have to step it up and get above 500, first of all, and then actually gain some ground in the wild card lead. And I think right now they're a few games back. A lot can happen between now and the deadline, but that's my read. It is a money thing with the Rangers, too. That is a really good point. 44 Carbine, appreciate the comment, man. Good to see you, bud. As always, it is going to be a money thing. They're going to have to play around a lot with the salaries. They don't want to go over the luxury tax. They want to stay underneath that. And they've got some guys that do have a pretty sizable salary that you could trade if you were interested in getting other players. We've talked about some of those guys. Tyler Mahle is making a pretty penny this year. John Gray's making $13 million a year. Those are probably two guys that you look at. I don't think Mahle, though, with this injury, it might be tougher to get something out of Mahle. John Gray, with his injury, it might be the same thing. The Rangers might be in a little bit of a tough spot with the salaries as well. The Tyler Mahle injury, I think, throws a pretty big wrench in the whole thing. John Gray, I don't know how many teams are going to be interested in a guy that hasn't played at all. And it sounds like Gray isn't going to be back until the end of July, right before the trade deadline. I don't know. By the way, Jacob Berger, great follow. Love that guy. If you guys have not followed Jacob Berger yet, not talking about the Rangers player, wish I could, maybe I can put it in the chat so y'all can go. Maybe I can tag, but great follow. Great follow. Absolutely amazing on YouTube. I'm putting him up there for you guys. Would highly recommend. Super entertaining. Puts out awesome content pretty much daily, sometimes multiple times a day. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Appreciate you. Right now, we still, by the way, are at an impasse here. We've got the Pirates reliever continuing to warm up here. Not sure who they're bringing in. Ferguson is his name from what the box score says. He's still throwing right now. So we got a little break in the action. I don't think we're going to move deGrom at all. I don't think that is going to be a happening thing. I think deGrom obviously was a Chris Young signing, and you can still be good into 2026, 2027. You really don't need to sell deGrom. The Rangers could still be a very good ball club next year. There's no reason at all to do a hard sale or to do any kind of fire sale for this club. You sell some of the guys that have expiring contracts either this year or in 2026, you're not going to trade deGrom. I don't see that happening at all. Caleb, thank you, man. Love this shirt. Love the hat, man. I love everything about the City Connects. I know the Rangers aren't wearing them being on the road today, but Friday has always kind of been my City Connect day. I get nerdy like that. I like going along with what the club does. We wear the powder blue hat on Sunday, all that kind of stuff, man. Look, it's fun. It's all part of the fun of being a fan, if you ask me. Some people call it nerdy. I call it being a fanatic, being a diehard of the Texas Rangers. We bleed red, white, and blue. Ranger red, white, and blue on the show, man. And look, even with the ups and downs of this season, we're still here. And I appreciate a bunch of y'all that are too, man. It's refreshing to not see the fair weather fans. A bunch of y'all, you have stuck around through a lot of ugly hanging out with me post-game. And I really, really am grateful for that. Josh Young finally up to bat, and he is going to foul off pitch number 1. Ferguson again in the game for Pittsburgh. We got the bases loaded here, by the way. Bases juiced. So Josh Young with an opportunity to really bust the game wide open. Would love to see it. Would love to see it, especially from Josh Young, who I feel like has had a little bit of a tough time up at the plate of late. Young on the night, hitless, 3 left on base, 1 strikeout. Rangers have the 2 guys I said. Actually, no, it's not Luke Jackson. It's Jacob Webb. I got to imagine it's Robert Garcia if it stays 5-2 and Jacob Webb if they score any more runs. That would be my take. They go up 4+. I think we're seeing Jacob Webb here. Here's the pitch. Young taps one. That's going to score a run. And Young is retired, man. Swinging bunt. Terrible swing and contact, but it gets the job done. And look, it's as good as a bunt, basically. Adolis scores, and it's 6-2. Josh Young is just not in a good rhythm right now. I'm almost happy that happened. The last thing you want is him striking out. It's like, you know what? That's probably the best thing that could have happened is just putting the ball in play and getting a run home. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he just got totally jammed. It was a curveball, 81 miles an hour, right on in on his hands. Not able to get the bat head around. And Jonah fires one over to shortstop, man. He smoked that right at IKF. It's been fun to see IKF, by the way. Looks like Robert Garcia is going in the game. Okay, I thought maybe that 4th run would have absolutely sealed Jacob Webb going in the ball game in a non-save situation. Whew. I would have loved to have opened that up a little bit more. Absolutely. Just wasn't meant to be. Garcia coming in the game. Yeah, I think that would have been huge. You go up and you actually make it, a 8-2, a 9-2 ball game. Look, I feel pretty good 6-2 against the Pirates. I feel pretty good with the 4-run lead. I just would have liked to have seen the Rangers not have to throw the top arms. First game of the series, you never know how it's going to go. I just would have liked to have seen the Rangers not use one of their high leverage arms right here. You already used Milner. Now you got to use Garcia. I don't know. Garcia, look, Dolly we're talking about, right? Dolly is definitely on the upswing. Look, I think if Dolly continues to do well, here is as much as I'm going to walk it back on Adolis Garcia. If Adolis continues to do well, I think that it puts a lot less chance on them dealing him at this deadline and more of a chance of them keeping him the rest of the season. But I'm assuming that the Rangers actually are winning ball games when I say that. If the Rangers continue not to win ball games, I think it's very possible they will trade Adolis Garcia if they are out of a playoff spot. And I think that is kind of the mantra in the Discord. I keep saying this, man. The running joke in the Discord that I have set up for Right on Rangers for all paid members and subscribers. It's like trade value going up. I know that's not what some people want to hear, but just trust me, it comes from a good place. We love Adolis, but if you're not winning games and you're not in a playoff spot, you got to trade Adolis Garcia. If you're a seller, he has to be one of the guys to go. Now, if the Rangers do well and start winning games, I think you keep Dolly the rest of the year and you trade him in the offseason. I do think that you definitely trade him after 2025 is done, period. win or lose, sell or buy at the deadline. I don't think there's any other alternative. You do not want to go into a Adolis walk year. You hope that he has a great rest of 2025, especially leading up to the trade deadline. But if they keep him, you hope he has an incredible rest of the season and the trade value's at an all-time high in the offseason. The last thing you want to do is risk holding on to Adolis and getting nothing from him when he walks in free agency when the rookie contract is up. Looks like we're going 2 pitches, 1 out here. So we've got Corey Seager flipping it over, and we have got a quick 1 out. Cook retired. Canario up right now. Texas, 2 more outs needed to get back on track after an ugly home series with Kansas City. deGrom, look, they are really babying Jacob deGrom. Appreciate the follows, by the way. They're babying Jacob deGrom right now, rightfully so. Look, you can't argue with the fact that he is on pace for over 30 starts this year. I'm going to knock on wood. I surely don't want to be the one to jinx that. But you can't argue with the health of Jacob deGrom and what's worked for him and also, obviously, for the pitching staff in general. And when I say that, I mean the coaches. You can't argue with the strategy. They have basically only let him throw 85-ish pitches every start, it feels like. He's not even touching 90. And I guess my perspective on Jacob deGrom is I'd rather have 6 innings every 5th day of Jacob deGrom than, have him go 7 or 8 against the Pirates and hurt himself, and then he's not available. So I will take 6 innings of Jacob deGrom every start and be a little frustrated that he can't go more versus having the Rangers overuse him and then he's not available later in the season. Keep going here. You would think Young would have found a groove, but he just hasn't. Yep, he's just having a tough time. Young is in a funk right now. Honestly, both corner spots, first base and third base, have been an issue for the Rangers. Berger not going great. Corey Seager to his right makes an outstanding play. Corey Seager, for everybody hating on Seager and the defense he plays at shortstop, and it's not a ton of people, but, obviously there's a bunch of people that have always talked about Corey moving to first base. Corey's a great shortstop, man. He does not average below when it comes to the advanced metrics either. In fact, Corey Seager was top 30 in defensive WAR last time I checked. I just want to say that again. Corey Seager, last time I checked, despite missing 30 games, was top 30 in defensive WAR. Like, top 30 players in the league. So I know that Siegs kind of gets a bad rap for being a poor defender out there. Dude's actually pretty good. And that play was outstanding. That play was incredible. Loved what I saw. Keep going. Adolis for MVP. Adolis for hopefully some really good draft prospect or trade prospects, I should say. Keep going. Yeah, that is kind of something that I had locked in on too. Kiner Falefa, among starters, IKF has the highest batting average on the team, but bats 9th. I guess he's like the ultimate second leadoff guy. Let's see here. Accidentally jinxed the perfect game. Rangers, man, come on. Rangers 1572, man. Come on. What's going on? That's all right. I feel like I get accused of the jinxing a lot myself. Hard ground ball. Zeke Duran with a nifty scoop, and Robert Garcia, he ain't going to be beat to first this time. Texas wins the ball game by a final score of 6-2. Robert Garcia covered on that one. He was not going to have that happen again, man. Love that. Nice play from Zeke Duran. Tough hop. And Zeke gloves it, flips a beautiful ball over to first base, and Robert Garcia there to corral it. Rangers win. They snap the losing streak. And now you've got 2 games to win this series. Exactly where you want to be. Hello, win column. Cue the I Like Texas music. It's good to be back on top. Adolis Garcia, your player of the game. 3 for 4 with a walk, home run, Two outstanding plays in the outfield. Corey Seager gets back on the board with his first home run since May 10th. Jacob deGrom improves to 7-2, gets the quality start and the win. Hobie Milner with his 9th hold of the season. We had Chris Martin with his 11th hold. Robert Garcia does not get a save, but closes out the ball game. And the Rangers improve to, let's see, 2 games under 500 now. There you go. Got to get back to 500 after this weekend. That sure would be nice. Get back to 500. Great game today, y'all. deGrom is, I'm with you, Brad. deGrom is the GOAT. There's nobody, I say this every time we talk about deGrom, and I know that a bunch of y'all have probably heard this like 20 times. You're going to hear it probably 20 more times, and that is most likely underselling. Jacob deGrom. There's nobody that I want more in a do-or-die Game 7 on the mound than Jacob deGrom. Obviously, in the regular season, they got the reins on him a little bit. They're managing the workload. In the playoffs, it's a little different. You are going to see Jacob deGrom get pushed to 90-plus, 100-plus probably pitches. Jacob deGrom, absolutely the GOAT for me among all active starting pitchers. I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment. I think Tarek Skubal is incredible. I think Paul Skeens is incredible. I think Jacob deGrom, to me, there's nobody I want more on the bump than him in a do-or-die Game 7. All right, John. Thanks for hanging out, man. 12 left on base. Yeah, this could have been blown wide open. 100%. Goat. Yes, sir. Corey Seager. Look, home run. Almost pulled a Beltrade. Y'all see that Seager home run? Almost got down on the knee to hit that one out of the ballpark. I loved it. Hey, Chase, what's up, my guy? Thanks for hanging out. It was a nice win. Great win. Yeah, there were a lot of times where the Rangers really could have tacked on and didn't quite get it done. You'd still love for Texas to really be able to get those multiple clutch hits in a row. I think there were some I think there was at least a couple 2-out RBI. Maybe I'm totally off on that. Maybe not. Maybe not. They were 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Yikes. Maybe no 2-out RBI tonight. Isn't that crazy? You win 6-2. You had 1 hit in 11 chances with runners in scoring position. Kumar Rocker, by the way, starting tomorrow against Mitch Keller. Keller with a 4.08 ERA. He is 1-9. That's the record for Mitch Keller. 1-9 on the year. Kumar Rocker, 2-4 with a 7.31 ERA, but looked pretty good in his last start. We will give him that. Looked pretty good in his last start. Yeah, Mad Bum in his prime, 100%. Mad Bum in his prime, back in the mid-2010s. Oh, yeah. Hey, Nate, what's good, my guy? Yeah, I made the same joke. Robert Garcia definitely made sure to cover first base on that final out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that third play, John, I'm with you. That was so close. I thought he was going 3 for 3. Adolis Garcia out in the outfield. He made almost 3 Gold Glove plays today. At least secured 2 of them. Almost at a third. Yeah, Austin, I'm with you. Just good to get back in the win column. Doesn't matter who it's against. You got to take care of business against teams like the Pirates. Baseball's a crazy game. Even if you're going up against a club that has not had a good win-loss, you got to take care of business. And the Rangers did that tonight. And look, good series for Texas to play Pittsburgh. You avoid Paul Skeens. It's huge. Hey, Locke, appreciate the roses, man. Thank you so much for the gifts. Very grateful for you, my guy. Thank you. Means a lot. Means a lot. Very generous. A month on Burger, probably hard, Chuck. I think at minimum you're looking at 2 to 3 weeks, but you're probably right. A little closer on the month if it is an oblique thing. If Burger does have an oblique injury, look, that's I'm not trying to hate on Burger. I don't want to kick him while he's down. You guys know I really like Jake Burger. I think first of all, he's an amazing dude, class act guy, does a ton for the community, just seems like a really genuine dude. So I'm a Jake Burger fan, full disclosure. But I can admit Jake Berger has not been playing well of late. And that's obvious. Just look at the stats. He hasn't been playing well lately. And we were kind of talking a little bit in the Discord. Are you going to send Berger down for a hard reset? What do you do with Jake Berger? Do you send him down in the order a little bit? Do you bench him? Do you give him the Josh Young, Adolis Garcia 3-game bench treatment? What do you do with him? I think this actually silver lining mode here is probably not the worst thing for Jake Berger. Probably not the worst thing for the guy. I think you have got, Jake Berger absolutely in a spot where he could use a week, maybe 2 weeks off, maybe more. I don't know. Jake Berger, it feels like he does need a reset, and at least this injury might cause him to just totally shut it down and improve up at the plate. That would be the dream. 44, we'll see you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Why didn't it work with Chris Woodward in Texas? Look, there's a lot of speculation about Woody and why he didn't work out. I think for me, there was a lack of experience with Chris Woodward. Clearly was kind of one of those hires that was really trendy back around 2020, where you hire the brand new, totally green manager that has no experience, but can be a good buffer between the front office and the players in regards to the analytics. And I just don't think he had the whole locker room either. And it just didn't help that on the Chris Woodward teams, once Beltre retired, I mean, obviously Woody wasn't around for a lot of the Beltre years at all. I think he missed him completely, in fact. But I just don't think he had a lot of players coming alongside him, loud, vocal, supportive leaders. I mean, I think he had support from some different players for sure. But the Rangers just didn't have that big clubhouse voice and presence from a player perspective that was coming alongside Woody and really able to totally back him. I think he was just missing a combination of those things. And there wasn't a lot of talent on those teams, Austin. That's fair. There wasn't a lot of talent on those teams either. We'll see. We'll see what comes out. When guys get fired and when their careers are over, sometimes you're able to get a little bit more out of them than when they're still coaching or still playing. So maybe one day we'll kind of get the clearer picture on what went on there, but they needed a change, right? They needed a change. And I think that hiring Bruce Bochy obviously worked out pretty well. Chase, I think you're onto something here. With Berger out, it probably does feel like it's going to be Blaine Krim unless they want to get totally radical and go Foscue. Hey, Corey's Aqua World, what's good? We finally did win a game. We finally won a game. I think it's either going to be Krim or Foscue. Like with Krim and his 0 for 11 or whatever he went, it might be them wanting to go with the different option, but I do think that Krim is probably the guy that you look at as the favorite, maybe Foscue a distant second. Keep going here. Does anyone think Zeke can go on a revenge tour? I surely hope that Zeke Duran lights it up. I mean, I'm cheering for it. I'm definitely cheering for it. B Daddy, didn't Josh Young already get a couple days off? I think Josh Young already got the 3-day off treatment. They had the off day and then he was benched for 2 games. You saying they need to do it again? Oh, shoot. Let's see. Heading to Pittsburgh for the game on Sunday. STT, what's good, man? You going to Pittsburgh and then you going to Baltimore for the game Monday? That's the dream right there. That is the summer vacation dream, is you go watch Rangers baseball on the road. And look, if you can do East Coast baseball, even better, because there is a ton of cool stuff to see on the East Coast. Just so much history, a lot of sites to go out and check out. If you can go on a little Rangers roadie and watch a couple of different series, and then when the game's not going, you go do some sightseeing along the way, 100% highly would recommend. So STT, I'm happy for you, my guy. That is awesome. Let's see. You just missed tour. Yeah. Look, when Josh Young is on, it is a beautiful thing to watch. He has power, probably 25 home run power. mean, Josh Young, I think, could be a very legitimate 25 bomb, 90 RBI guy. And it just hasn't happened yet. I'm hoping that it still can, but it hasn't happened yet. Let's see. A home run in the past will get him out of the slump. I hope so. I hope that's the case with Corey Seager. Somebody was saying when Corey hits a bomb, usually a heater follows. I sure hope so, man. It was depressing when he went 2 home run game in Detroit and then immediately went down, because you just felt like when he hit those 2 bombs in Detroit, I really, really thought that it was going to be the start of something beautiful for Corey. And he was just going to go on one of those all-time Siegs heaters, and it just didn't happen because of the hammy. But I do kind of tend to think positively in that way too. I think we're going to see him heat up a little bit. A bunch of y'all are going to Pittsburgh? Are y'all just messing with me? A bunch of you guys are going? Like, literally, I've got like 5 people saying they're going to the game tomorrow in Pittsburgh. Like, in YouTube, TikTok. Are y'all serious? That's awesome. Send some pics, man. Send some pics. I'll put a video out tomorrow, probably in the morning. Comment on my video when I post it tomorrow. I'm going to put out a short, a reel, whatever platform you're on. Anyways, if you're at the game, please, I definitely want to live vicariously through you. Comment on my video that I put out. Show me where you're sitting. Be sweet. Swaggerty, definitely a guy I think needs to be in the lineup. That's what we call Sam Haggerty around here at Ride on Rangers. I actually got that from a Mariners fan, by the way. Shout out to Big Game James. I don't think he's hanging out with us tonight. He only usually comes around during the Mariners series, which I totally get. Look, I'm not tuning in for Mariners podcasts or anything like that, so I get it. But, you know, we always love having fans from the other team come in when we're doing our lives. Even the Astros fans, we make a little room for them. Anyways, Big Game James was telling me that they call him Swaggerty up in Seattle, so I just adopted it. So anyway, Swaggerty in the lineup today, and look, had another good game, was on base a couple of times. I think you got to keep Swaggerty in the lineup. I really do. It just feels like up at the top of the order, he does good things for us. And look, I don't know what you do with Wyatt Langford, but I kind of liked the Smith-Swaggerty combo 1-2. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Smith-Swaggerty 1-2 at the top of the order. Swaggerty was on 3 times. 3 times. He had 2 walks and a hit. Hello. All right, man. A bunch of y'all are going to be there on Sunday. That is freaking awesome. I love that. Love to see that. Chase, I'm with you. Like, tentatively, I'm going to be positive about Seager always. You've been hanging out for what? I don't know how long you've been hanging out, man. It feels like a few weeks, at least. Maybe more, though. But you know how I am. I'm always going to go glass half full. I am with you. You got to see consistency out of some of these guys, but the optimist in me 100% wants to think that the home run today is going to unlock something in Corey. Austin, have a great time, man. You're going to the game tomorrow, and then you're going to Williamsburg. That's awesome, man. Like I said, if you ever want an outstanding summer vacation, go to the Northeast. Just go to that area when the Rangers are playing there in the summer, and then go to Rangers baseball, and then go check out all the incredible sites, all the historical places. Like the East Coast is an incredible place to go visit, man. I mean, I have only been to a handful of spots. Boston is probably the place I'd like to go next. I've been to New York, been in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore, been in all those spots. Have not really been to Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, in Pennsylvania a ton. So that's probably second after Boston. Highly recommend it, though. Outstanding summer vacation. I think Wyatt Hardchuck going down in the order a little bit wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'm with you on that. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to move Wyatt a little bit down in the order. Maybe he goes to, I don't know if you're going to put him 5th. I think you might move him like to 6th behind Adolis. I think you almost got to have Adolis hot hand up towards the top of the order behind Marcus. It's going to be curious to see it. Wyatt comes back tomorrow, if they just slot him back in, or if they keep Swaggerty and Smith up 1-2. I mean, look, Swaggerty almost has an 800 OPS. I know the sample size is a little smaller, but dude's almost 800 with the OPS. Like, I don't know. I think he is a really, really good guy to have up at the top of your order. Just kind of an energy, contact, on base guy. I like it. I really like it. Jock, when he comes back, that's going to be another interesting one. Is Jock Peterson going to get some reps at first base? I think Jock Peterson, with the potential Berger injury, who knows how long Berg's going to be out, but if Berg has to miss a month, you're probably looking at Jock Peterson getting some reps at first base. Brian, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out. I'm totally with you. Josh Smith, I mean, he needs to be in the lineup every day. I don't think a lot of people are debating on that one. He needs to be in the lineup every day, whether he's playing first base, second, short, third, wherever. Dude needs to be in the lineup every day, as long as he's healthy. It's my only concern with Josh Smith is it does feel like over the past 2-3 seasons, he's always dealing with different little things here and there. So I just hope that the length of the season doesn't wear on him like it did last year. I mean, you remember with Josh Smith last year, bro really tapered off at the end of the year. And I think with Josh Smith in 2024, he had that hot start, really fell off at the end of the season. I think the grind of the 162 game season just wore on him. And so maybe they're trying to be a little more careful with him this year. But I totally agree. He needs to be playing every day. Every day for sure. Hey, that'd be sweet if y'all could meet up at the game. I see a couple of the comments back and forth. That would be outstanding if y'all could meet up, man. Look at this. Just all about community here at Right On Rangers. Am I right? Just bringing good people together to hang out and watch baseball. Love to see it. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful. All right, let's wrap up the game today, and then I'm going to get into the game tomorrow. So we got Smith 1 for 5. Got things started out in the first inning. Swaggerty was on base a bunch today. He helped get that first inning going as well with that base knock that O'Neal Cruz wasn't able to handle, the ground ball. Corey Seager, talked about him, back on track. Marcus Semien, 12 game on base streak. Scott posted it in the chat a while back. 12 game on base streak for Marcus. Is that right? Man, yeah, I think it was. 12 game hitting streak for Marcus Semien. Dude's hot right now. Dolly on base 4 times, 3 for 4, had a homer, was a triple shy of the cycle. Great game for him. Had 2 outstanding defensive plays. Great stuff. It's awesome to see Adolis Garcia get hot here and contribute to this lineup. Jake Berger, 1 for 4, had 3 strikeouts. Look, just hasn't looked himself. And now you add a little bit of an injury situation to the mix. Maybe he just needs the time off. Maybe he needs a little couple weeks off, mental reset, physical reset. Hopefully it's nothing major. Zeke Duran comes in, gets a really nice base knock in the gap, double. Really hope Zeke can make the most of his opportunity. You can only assume he's going to be the next man up until Jock Peterson gets back. I think once Jock Peterson gets back, he'll probably take away Zeke's at bats. But look, Zeke, you got a couple of weeks here, man. Make the most of it. Evan Carter, 1 for 3 with a walk, on base a couple of times. Josh Young, we've talked a lot about him, just not in a good way right now. We look at Josh Young's numbers over the last 7. Josh Young is hitting 138 in his last 7 ball games. In his last 15 ball games, he's hitting 140. And he's hitting 193 over his last 30. So Josh is below 200 last 7, last 15, and last 30. It's not good. Not great. And that is a reason why I think you've heard me talk a little bit more about the prospect of potentially trading Josh. I'm trying not to knee jerk, but look, it's tough. I think the Rangers have just had a lot of issues at the corners this year, right? First base and third base has just not worked out super great for Texas. If they had a first baseman and a third baseman just consistently contributing, I think it would make all the difference. It really would. I'm with you on Craig Kimbrell. I think Kimbrel's got to get the call up. First of all, there's a 40-man spot available. Second of all, why is Jacob Webb over Craig Kimbrel at this point? Craig Kimbrel could easily, I think, come up and give you exactly what Jacob Webb has given you, if not better. So for me, I'm all on board bringing up Craig Kimbrel and using him over Jacob Webb. Yeah, the Rangers aren't out of these races at all. The Rangers are, 2-3 games out of a playoff spot. Everything's in front of them. Yeah, Chase, I kind of agree. The comment, by the way, from X, formerly Twitter, just let's be technically correct here. Sometimes I feel like I say X and some people still don't know what I mean. I think it's catching on finally, but anyways, the comment was Josh Smith still appears to be not going 100% quite yet. I think I could kind of see that as well. Definitely think Texas Rangers enthusiast. Good to see you again, man. Feel like it's been a second. Definitely think we should call up Justin Foscue soon. His hitting is too good to leave him with no experience. Foscue is having a good year down at AAA. And so I said, I think Blaine Crim probably has the edge, but at the same time, I think that Justin Foscue has a legitimate shot to be a call-up if Jake Berger is going on the IL. You look at the numbers. I'm pulling them up right now. Foscue, by the way, I don't think he's playing tonight in Round Rock. He's not. He's hitting .269 with 10 homers and 37 RBI. I'm really caring about the OPS, though, on Foscue. So OPS this year is .818. So very respectable, slightly above average. You look at Blaine Crim and what he's been able to do this year, and Crim is hitting .293 with an .895 OPS. Tonight, he is 1 for 2 with 2 walks. I think it's interesting. They have not taken Crim out of the game. You would think they probably would have done that pretty quickly if this was a big deal. So Crim's still in the ball game. He just walked and he's standing on first base right now. So you would kind of think if it was Crim and they were calling somebody up tomorrow for tomorrow's game, Crim would have already got subbed out. So who knows? Keep going. What did I miss here? I missed a bunch. Let's see. How are the Rangers doing this year? Haven't been keeping up with them. Are you just rubbing it in? Rangers are right around 500 right now. Let's just say that. Yeah, Seager hit a home run tonight, so I'm not going to agree necessarily. I'm not going to kick him while he's down in the slump after a bomb tonight, but he's got to be better. He's got to be better. Looks like, by the way, injury updates. I think Evo and deGrom, Evo and Spores and also Bradford are probably going to be back by the 4th. That's my best guess. And that's kind of how the timetables have revealed themselves. I think Evo's doing some throwing right now. And my guess is everybody is going to be back by around the 4th of July. So Evo, Bradford, even Sporsy. I think all those guys are going to be back here in a couple of weeks. Keep going. I'm not excited about Blaine Crim. Well, he did go 0 for 11, but Foscue went 0 for 39. So I don't know. Part of me says it's kind of a toss-up. Blaine Crim, Justin Foscue. I don't know. Let's see. Someone wrote an article about us getting Ozuna. Hardchuck, send me the article. DM it to me after the show's over. Look, I've been on the Ozuna train for a while. Going out to get Marcell Ozuna if the Braves are selling. I would love that call. I would love that call. Brian, I would hope that Crim's second call-up would be better. And look, he didn't get a long runway. He got 11 at-bats. Foscue got a longer runway than Blaine Crim did. Yeah, Leote is definitely already in Tacoma. I think we talked about that. He got DFA'd, then nobody claimed him. And so, obviously, Leote's making multi-millions this year. Leote is not going to opt for free agency. Nobody's going to give him what he's making right now. So, yep, down at AAA in Tacoma. Don't know how he's doing there. I tend to kind of agree, Austin. He might be cooked. He might be cooked down there at AAA. I don't know. Maybe the Mariners will have a need, but not sure. I think, Chase, this is my take on Krim. Krim he has to get consistent ABs. So much of these minor league players doing well is they get a decent runway to adjust. They don't get, 4 or 5 games or a game here, a game there, and be expected to get hot and be in a huge rhythm. I think you got to give some of these guys a little bit of a longer audition period. Rangers enthusiast, I appreciate the enthusiasm. Right on cue there, bud. I hope the offense is coming back, but I'll say this, keep it all in perspective. Take it with a grain of salt. We were playing the Pirates. So let's take that with just a little grain of salt here. But look, I'm pumped about what happened tonight. But this was Pittsburgh that we were playing. This was not one of the best teams in baseball. So yeah, I think it was only 11 at-bats. Check me on that. Am I wrong on that? I thought it was only 11 ABs. By the way, update here. Okay, so Berger's getting an MRI tomorrow. He's had a little trouble in the past with obviously taking really, really hard swings. Berger has one of the fastest bat speeds in Major League Baseball, and he's had some issues in the past with these violent swings that he takes. And look, I know I say violent and it sounds like it's like out of control. I mean, maybe you could make that argument for tonight's game. Some of the swings were not great from Berg, but dude swings one of the hardest bats in baseball. So he's dealt with this a little bit before. He's getting an MRI tomorrow. We'll have to cross our fingers, but look, the time off will probably be good for him. Cole Drake for Ozuna straight up. Wow. I don't know if you want to trade Cole Drake or not. Dude looks pretty dominant, but I'm sure there's going to be some teams interested. Ozuna, they talked about Ozuna, and Bruce Bochy kind of said in so many words, he understands the idea of Ozuna getting every day at bats and going down to AAA, but he also thinks it's valuable to be up with the big league club. I can kind of see both angles, but I do think by and large, you get better by practicing and by actually playing. So for me, I am kind of more on the page of him going down, getting the everyday experience. Yeah, look, I don't at all turn my nose up to wins over teams like the Pirates. I think every win you get in a 162-game season, you got to appreciate it. Don't take it for granted. Baseball is a crazy game. It's a beautiful game. The beauty of it is any team can knock off any other team on any given night. It's how it goes in the sport. So I absolutely am happy about the win. I'm just saying, look, if we're going to be projecting things out a little bit, I don't know if I'm ready to say the offense is turning it around. They're back. I want to see a good series in Pittsburgh, a good series in Baltimore, and then I might be able to say something different. I like Drake as a prospect too, like him a lot. Yeah, that's the thing, Hard Chuck. You're not going to give up Drake for a half-season rental. Like, you might have to give up a pitching prospect. I don't think it's going to be a guy like Drake. By the way, want to do a quick check around the AL West. Houston beating the Angels 2-0 right now. The Mariners, I believe, got the win over Chicago today, 9-4. The Athletics are playing the Guardians at home. Man, Kurtz with 2 walk-offs over the Astros. I might have to get a Kurtz A's jersey at this rate, man. Kurtz playing hero not once but twice against Houston. You love to see that. We got to be big Angels fans tonight, I guess. Let's see what's going on for tomorrow. We already talked about Kumar Rocker throwing tomorrow. And by the way, for tonight, we didn't talk about the bullpen. Hobie Milner, outstanding. Martin did give up a couple hits, had some hard contact, but no runs allowed. And Robert Garcia looked good. No strikeouts from Robert Garcia, but it was good to see a solid outing from the Rangers lefty after what I have really called a little bit of a shaky stretch. Now, for tomorrow's game, Saturday, June 21st, 3:05 Texas time start. Kumar Rocker has numbers against Horwitz, and Horwitz, the first baseman for Pirates, is 1-for-1. Against Keller, Adolis Garcia 0 for 3. Jonah Heim 0 for 2. Higgy 0 for 2. Josh Young 1 for 3. Seager 0 for 3. Simeon 0 for 3. Josh Smith 1 for 3. Not great numbers, but a very small sample size. I mean, you're talking about 21 at bats total among all 9 Ranger starters. That's not a lot. So at this rate, I think it'll be a little bit of a crapshoot. Keller, 4.08 ERA. He hasn't been terrible. You look at the numbers in his last 3. He is coming off of 2 quality starts in a row. Houston did light him up for 6 earned runs on June 5th, but his last start against Chicago and against Miami were quality. We'll see what happens in tomorrow's ball game. We'll be back. We'll do another live 8th inning, 9th inning right around this time. I do want to say a special thank you to all of my paid subscribers on TikTok that were hanging out tonight and all of the paid members on YouTube. You guys are awesome. And look, by the way, if you're wondering what that is, and I know I referred to the Discord a couple of times, I started up about a month ago a $2.99 subscription. Gets you priority replies in both the lives and the videos we post. It also gets you access to our exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord, which has been an absolute blast. So look, if you want to help me keep the lights on, help me keep dunking on Astros fans and bringing you quality content, both during games and post game, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's right next to the chat. If you're on TikTok, literally right next to it. And if you are on YouTube, I'm going to drop a link for you guys so you are able to copy and paste that into a browser of your choice. Look, totally optional. We appreciate all the support that we get here at the channel. Follows, likes, shares, the watch time, the comments. It's all great. We don't take anything for granted, but if you're looking to take your support to the next level, please consider subscribing or becoming a member on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, 3:05 Texas time start. We'll be back in the 8th or 9th inning, hopefully talking about another Rangers win. We'll have a video out probably in the late morning hours tomorrow, if I had to guess, so check that out. And then we will be crossing our fingers that the Rangers double up, win a series tomorrow, and then maybe go for that season sweep or series sweep on Sunday. Sorry, getting a little tied up here. Long day, but shoot, I really, really would love to see the Rangers start stacking some wins on this road trip. It really is, Brian. It really is, man. Like I said, consider it. It is a steal. Appreciate you, buddy. It's been fun having you hanging out today. Discord is great. Brad, I appreciate that comment, man. Brad is actually, Brad, I'm going to call this out every time. Brad is like the OG subscriber, my very first subscriber, man. Never going to forget that. So, look, I appreciate the backup. It is a great time. The Discord's awesome. A lot of good people in there. Highly recommend. I think it's well worth the price of admission. Again, just $2.99 a month. Hit that subscribe button right next to the chat or copy and paste that link into a browser of your choice if you're on YouTube. Look, hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night. Great to talk to y'all after a win. Great to talk to you guys after a dub. We have talked a lot after losses over the past 4 or 5 days. It's about time we got a win. So hope you guys have a great rest of the Friday night here into Saturday tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, 8th, 9th inning, ready to bring y'all another great show. So until then, as I always say, to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.